Right, India, including adoption of fortified, votes and once died. I'm encouraged to see the participants who are ready to give awareness to the common people to adopt healthy food to live a healthy life. Through this program, I would also like to appeal the authority to cross-check every essentials that is coming into our state and the production which are made in our state for consumption. The adulterated food items and other products must be properly checked by the authority for everyone's welfare. Action against defaulters be strict and penalty be imposed as per the law, so that we don't have any health complications as we live on. I foresee such events and awareness programs and the grassroots levels will serve the power sector department and the authority concerned by guiding its citizens to choose the best and healthy food for longer and healthy life. I therefore appeal to let us all pledge to eat safe, eat healthy, and eat sustainable, and continue to educate the masses.
Coming back to fortified rice, there has been so many myths, and we are trying to tackle that myth. While trying to tackle that myth, let me delve into what fortified rice actually is. Fortified rice is nothing but a simple rice, which is blended into flour, and then we mix it with vitamin B12, iron, folic acid, right? After that, after blending the rice, we make it in the flour, we put into a rice kernel machine. After putting the rice kernel machine, we mix it with all those vitamins, which is required for health benefits, which will address nutritional benefits. Nagaland has a very high prevalence of anemia among children. So there is a lot of health alert, when it comes to nutritional aspects. There's a lot of nutritional deficiencies. Many segments of society are not able to afford good foods which provide vitamins, iron, folic acid, right? So in order to address that issue, in order to tackle that issue, this fortified rice fortification project is being brought into Thailand. None other than the Prime Minister. It is SPED project and initiated by central ministries in partnership with Department of Health and Family Welfare Government of Thailand, Education for Midday Meal School, and Social Welfare for Underprivileged.
There are videos circulating, right? So to know which one is real, which one is fake, we will do some tests, okay, and then see which one is real, okay? So the normal egg, let me show you this one. Can you see this? So this is the normal egg, okay? This is the shell, right? So if you break the shell, up here, okay, up here, there is a small gap, okay, that is called ear gap. So there is space here, ear will be here, okay, and then can you see a line here like that? This is called chelase, okay, and this one will have the egg yolk. Inside, there's an egg yolk, so it will move, okay, if you don't hold it, right? So this is what is holding that egg, okay, that's white in color, and this is the yolk. Can you see the white layer here? This is the one holding the egg, okay. And then can you see something inside there? See the inside the cap, there's something red like that. See, this one white color. That's called a shell membrane, okay. So now, these are the features. These are the things that makes a real egg. People were confused. Okay, usually people were confused. If the egg does not have this one, it's plastic. And this one you can see, right? People actually thought this is plastic. Then they will take out, they will burn it. Okay. If it burns, they say this is plastic. But this is natural, okay? And one more thing is the color of the yolk. I'll show you another picture, okay? Can you see different colors of the yolk here? So people again believe that this yolk is made of chemicals, okay? They thought this is made of chemicals, so the brighter the color, then this is real. And if it is less in color, it is fake. Okay, people don't like that. But that is again not true, okay? Depends on the chicken, right? If the chicken eats a good healthy feed, then it will produce different color like that. Okay, so this is again natural. So these are some of the things that you need to know to differentiate between the real color like this, okay? So tea leaf from chicken, tea we drink every day, right? And then like Ma'am mentioned earlier, if there are colors like that, these are artificial colors, okay? These are not good. There is a egg like that, but it's actually a company, Korean company that made that video, that makes egg like this. Actually in India there was a NEEC, National Organization for Egg something, they challenged anyone who could bring a rubber egg that is made of rubber, and no one was able to bring. So in India there is no such thing as circulation of egg like this, but outside of India, yes, there are. That's the number.
Especially American otai pakalaga na ekta polish laga ekta without polish na to ido polish laga to khaili mogan health karone bia without polish laga to mogan health karone bhal idu bi balbar jeni aro honey do na honey bi kundu pure ase kundu pure no hoi idu bi balbar learn kurise. And then chili powder na chili powder do bi kundu takan tawe halya nai na coloring karone halya nai idu bi aji janya do bishi khushi paise aro bishi for benefit na American health karone. Thank you so much health department.
Nibi share korwa apni aji demonstration eman kurise alag alag pra ki learn kurise ta
ami bi tai ko nishna hani to bishi khai thake do na itu karne ki original ki duplicate ase na jane na hole bi aji to dikhya to bishi ba aru jawel bi ami cantonment to jawel ase do na jawel bi original duplicate to aji to janishe itu karne bishi thanks aru tai ko nishna so duplicate original anda khambi ami kanto hoda khai do na itu khambi ki original to ki duplicate ase to bi na jane hole bi aji dikhya to sob janishe itu karne bishi thanks de khushi pai
আমি খান জানিয়া নিচিনা তা খানকে বি দেখাই দিব আৰু তা খানকে বি ইটো জানিবলৈ দিবলৈ নিমিলে না ইটোহে কৰি দিব ইটোহে আছে thank you.
Yes, I am Krukut Olivis, the notified food analyst of the notified food laboratory here in Nagaland. And for today's event, there was two events. The first event in the morning was the Walkathon, which we have already attended, and then flagging off by the Honorable Minister, Health and Family Welfare Department. So basically, the walkathon is to spread the message about eating safe and healthy food with an importance of physical fitness to achieve Fit India. And this has been launched by Food Safety and Standard Authority of India to commemorate the 75 years of independence. So it is going to cover 75 cities across the country. And today our capital Kohima is one of the city where we are celebrating this event. So in the morning there was a walkathon, and now the second event is Eat Right Mela Cum food safety awareness program. So here behind me you can already see that there is an awareness going on. So the technical team present here, they are demonstrating to the students and to the participants on how to detect the common food adulterants. And this is a very simple method where you can, as a common person, you don't have to have high-end equipment or chemicals. You can test or you can detect the common food adulterants by using just, the glassware that you have at home, and just by using a simple, the tap water. So they are demonstrating over here, and I will also request you guys to please cover them. And the topic that I would like to stress is on the artificial, we have many issues regarding this fortified rice, even this artificial egg and all. So all these topics are being covered by our technical team, and the awareness is mostly stressed on that. So if you all can also give a very good coverage so that we can have a greater audience, because as our theme says, food safety is a shared responsibility. We all have a responsibility towards safe food, and day in, day out, we all are eating food. And then I request and urge everyone to take part in raising the standard of food safety, because we should not always depend on the government organizations or the concerned departments. You have the power in you. Every one of us, we have that authority in our hand of what we put in our body. So if we all come forward and do our part, I think we can take this food safety, the standard, to a very high level. So that is my request to all the general public to please do our part in raising the food safety standard and to achieve better health for our country. Thank you. We give awareness. We do awareness from time to time, but not blaming others, but I have noticed that we as our people, we tend to be very reluctant in availing those awareness. Even if we are doing awareness, we have to really go on, calling people to come and participate. So if you can willingly come and participate and avail the demonstration, the awareness that we are doing for the public, it will, it will go and reach out to the public in a very, large way. But the participation is very less. So one thing I would really stress on it is whenever you see a food safety on wheel or food safety team going out doing the participation, please come and participate and avail the facility. And also, usually what happens is when there is a, if there is a food safety poisoning case, food poisoning case, or if there's a food safety issues, general public, they usually don't know whom to approach. So there is, if you need food certification for selling the products outside the state, for food certification, there is a food testing laboratory in Nagaland, State Public Health Laboratory. It is located near Paramedical, and it is not only NABL accredited, it is notified by Food Safety and Standard Authority of India for certification of food items, and also there are enforcement staff like designated officer, food safety officers, and they're all posted under CMO, like Chief Medical Officer's Office. So, public, they can go there and they can, reach out to them if there is any food-related issues.
Egg has a layer called as the air cell here, air pockets, okay? Over time, the surface from the bottom, the air will come out, the moisture will come out, carbon dioxide will come out, and eventually the pocket will become bigger. So the fresh egg, when you put it in the water, it will be at the bottom. But as the egg ages, maybe 20 days, 30 days, there will be more air, right, because of the pores. So if there is more egg, eventually the egg will float on the surface. So bottom of the egg, real egg, on the surface, nakli egg, rubber egg, that is false, okay? It's just the age of the egg that is making the difference. So these are about egg. Now we know about the features, so you can differentiate between a real egg and a false egg. In the market, people have this confusion that they are rubber eggs. That's why in India, in 2020 in Maharashtra, they conducted a test, the egg board, and they said that if anyone can bring us a single egg that is made of plastic or rubber, we will give you money, we'll give you 1,000. If you can just bring the egg, no one was able to bring that. So that shows that these are just misconceptions and rumors about egg, okay? So egg is a nutritious food and it's always advisable and healthy to have egg, okay? These eggs are not available in the market. These are just aged egg or fresh egg. That's the only difference. And artificial egg, eatable. But as of now, in India, there is no circulation of a rubber egg or artificial egg. So the egg that we're having is just a fresh egg or a old age. Yeah. So both are consumable. Yeah.
Will not have. Okay, fortified rice kernel will not have the sac, embroidered sac. Can you take out one kernel for me so that I can just show? See, this is it looks different also, right? So there is no sac, no embroidered sac over here in the fortified rice kernel. Whereas in the natural rice, can you see the embroidered sac? That's the difference. So this is the fortified. These are the fortified rice kernels, and these are the natural rice, which we harvest from paddy.
This is what I think most people see artificial rice.
Yes, that's because people were not really aware earlier also because of that. And these are some of the tests where we do in the lab to identify whether the rice is fortified or not. So it is like when we are doing fortification. Now fortification is usually like in the ratio of 10 grams to 1 kg of rice. So you will find fortified rice kernel 10 gram to 1 kg of rice, so 1%.
How risky is that, consuming this fortified rice?
Actually, until unless you have certain medical issues, I don't think this is for the benefit of the consumer. So there is no risk as such. This is for the reason for fortification is for the benefit of the consumers. So risk attached to it is minimal. Because very rare cases, but if you have certain medical issues, taking again fortified rice with iron, it may lead to bleeding in some cases. So like it's very important to go for this plus F logo. Like see, even for rice, fortified rice, you should have this plus F logo. Yeah. So for rice, it will have It will have a fortification with vitamin B9, B12, and iron. So this is the iron test that we have, to identify. Yes, and then the rice also should not be sold loosely. It should have plus F. And if not, even if it is given out to the public, they should be made aware that it's a fortified rice. If not, the package should always have any fortified food items. It should have plus F, which is very crucial for us to, identify.
From an organization called CHRI, which is Center for Health Research and Innovation, based in Delhi. And we are working on a central project called rice fortification. And I'm working as part of CHRI as a program officer. So the primary objective of this project is to address the nutritional deficiencies in Nagaland prevalent in Nagaland. According to Niti Aayog Health Survey, Nagaland has very high rate prevalence of anemia among children. For example, we have children in the age groups of 6 to 10 years, or mostly infant children, having low red blood cells counts. So the oxygen supplies become less. So there might be complications, and there will be complications in the future. But we are so ignorant about it, right? So there's lot of gaps in the health aspects. So in order to address all those nutritional gaps, nutritional deficiencies, we are working in partner with Department of Health and Family Welfare, as well as the education sector, the education department, and the social welfare, to address that very health concern, to address the nutritional gap through fortified rice. Fortified rice is nothing but a normal rice, which is blended with iron, folic acid, and vitamin B12, which will address the anemia, which will address the nutritional gap prevalent among public. So we have started the project in Kifri. It's being distributed in the MDM sector, the midday meal, the Anganwadi, and the ration shops also, the PDS. And we are also working on other priority districts also. And we are planning to extend the rest of the project to the rest of the districts, the remaining districts. Right now we are distributing fortified rice through the supply department, FCS department, in coordination with other relevant stakeholders. So we are supplying the fortified rice through MDMs all over Nagaland. the midday meals. We are supplying the FRK in the midday meal sector, and we are supplying the FRK in the social welfare sector, the Anganwadi. And we are also planning to extend it further to BDS, the public distribution system, which will obviously very much be health beneficial for the public, and like I said, for the general public, and to address the nutritional gap. And this exhibition, in collaboration with the stakeholders, is mainly to disseminate information, part of an advocacy campaign to bust the myths surrounding the fortified rice. There were some rumors some years back that it's a plastic rice. Yeah, there was some presence of color, blue color, something like that. So, in order to address all those, we are doing this campaign. We are doing this advocacy awareness. The state lab also has done the testing some years back, and then they have clarified that it's due to the presence of iron, the folic acid, that maybe the color came out like that. But it's purely fortified. There's no such thing as plastic rice. There's no such thing as toxic that could be detrimental to our health. Perhaps it is a very good project. It's a very good thing that we are getting, through the central project, that we are getting the fortified rice. And this will ultimately help us in addressing the nutritional gaps. So we are looking forward to, roll out the fortified rice in all the districts of Nagaland. These two are fortified rice, and this is a normal rice. The differences in size doesn't matter actually, because the sizes could vary. Because the millers, they might have certain blending machines, and depending on the machines, they might produce like these sizes. And sometimes we might get fortified rice in these sizes also. We might get fortified rice in the long grain sizes also. So we source mainly from Punjab, and from Haryana. So depend on the miller. So it will ultimately depend, the sizes of the fortified rice will ultimately depend on the miller, the machines, the blending machines. And the supply is done through the FCS department, food supply, sourced from the Food Corporation of India, Dimapur depot.
Motion, top JEE and NEET Coaching Institute of Kota, is now in Dimapur. Faculties study materials and test series from Kota directly. Now students from Nagaland can raise their preparation level right here in Dimapur. Admissions open now.